Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to a beautiful, frosty, crispy spring morning here at Waterfront Reservoir. Yes, I've travelled out a bit today, a bit further than you're probably supposed to, but there's no one here. Look, it's deserted. Completely deserted. I'm not near anyone. Nobody's going to die just because I'm here. And I'm taking one of the footpaths that I've never taken before. So hopefully I will find something new to feast my eyes on and photograph. Because that's the thing about this place, Waterfront Reservoir, is it's such a big place and there's so many parts of it and footpaths and just little areas that you can explore. It'd take you a long time to exhaust this place in terms of covering it all and photography possibilities. And it is a beautiful place. It really is. You never tire of coming here. It's just so stunning. So what I'm going to do today is, I normally photograph trees, don't I? And I might photograph a tree if I see a nice one and it catches my eye in the right way. But I'm going to go down to the water's edge and see if I can catch anything with some nice reflections, since we've got some sunlight. And it's a bit hazy as well. So let's see what it looks like down by the water, shall we? So before we get into this small composition that I've seen here right at the side of the lake, I just wanted to talk about something that is something that I was asked fairly recently, and I just wanted to clear it up really. Somebody asked me, do I copy other people's videos? Now, in terms of the format of the video, if you like, so all the usual bits where you walk away from the camera and walk towards the camera and then do a bit of footage of setting up and a bit of B-roll and all that, then yeah, it's a format that everybody copies. There's nothing new or particularly creative about it. What they were asking me is, do I copy the subject matter? And the answer to that is no, I don't. It's Saturday, March the 6th today, so by the time you see this video, it's probably going to be maybe 2 weeks' time. So, if when I put this video up on YouTube, it goes up around about the same time or shortly after another contemporary video that's got a very similar or the same subject, that actually happens more often than you might think. It's not because I've copied it, it's just pure coincidence. So I just thought I'd clear that up. Anyway, let's have a look at this composition down here and see what you think of it. I'm not sure about it, to be honest. So what I'm looking at here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks. 5 rocks grouped together underneath the bough of a tree. But what I want to try and do is cut the tree out and just get the rocks. So I managed to do that at f11 with my ISO as low as it will go at 50. That's giving me a 30th of a second, and I need it to be quite a bit slower than that. The sun's just softening right now, so I ought to get a move on. Try and get this image, haven't I? Because it'll come back out again in a bit. But I need to pop a couple of filters on there just to slow my shutter speed down and smooth this water out a bit, because you can see it's kind of lapping against the rocks a little bit. There's a bit of movement there. So let's get the filters out. Now this lens has a little lock function on it, so I can now screw this filter on, this filter ring on, without moving the lens and disturbing my focus, you see. I'm going to close my aperture down to f18. Now, what I'm going to put on now is a glass 6-stop ND filter. That just goes in the top there like that. Now, by doing that, I've now got a 30-second exposure available to me. Yeah, and that focus still looks good. So let's make sure that everything is as it should be. I've got my 2-second timer on, autofocus and image stabilization is off. So all I need to do is that. So my intention for this photograph is for it to be black and white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch the camera to monochrome, and I'm going to take the picture again. I'm going to bring my shutter speed down to 15 seconds. Just slightly underexpose it. Only slightly though, because what I might do is completely blow out. So when I look at this shot at 30 seconds and it's slightly overexposed at that, what I might actually do is blow the highlights out a bit and then darken the rocks. Let's see what that looks like. So, but I'm going to take a shot of 15 seconds in black and white on the back of here, so I can see what it's going to look like. I like that. That's how it's going to look. When I've edited it, that's exactly how it's going to look. having a go at trying to do some handheld shots. I'm looking in particular at this lovely hawthorn. I think it's a hawthorn tree. Only guessing. It's hawthorn behind me. And in the upper branches, right on the ends of the branches, it's got some gorgeous looking lichen just sort of hanging. I'm going to open the aperture wide open. I'm going to set it to ISO 100, and then I'm going to try some handheld shots, just getting the lichen in on the end there, on the end of those branches. And just let's see what it looks like. Now, with the aperture wide open and with the lens zoomed all the way into 300mm, that should nicely blur out the background. I've got the image stabilization on and the autofocus on. So for anybody who's got this camera lens combination, a Tamron 70-300 and an old 5D Mark II, you're about to see how well it performs with the autofocus and the image stabilization on. So I've got to stand about, I reckon I'm about 3 meters away. So what that's doing is that some of it is beautifully sharp, but then as it goes, because I'm zoomed in so far, it kind of blurs out. So I want to try and stop it doing that. So let's close my aperture down to f10. That gives me 1/100th of a second. Right, let's see what that does to the depth of field. Call the video there because the sun is now getting pretty high, and as you can see, the highlights are horrible. It's all harsh and everything. Beautiful weather, beautiful spring weather, but it's no good for doing this. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you for joining me. I hope you like the images and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you leave a comment, and if you haven't done already, maybe you'd like to subscribe, and if you give me a thumbs up as well, that helps. And I will see you in the next video.